Hello and welcome. I am Vic, also known as the Weaver, and this time I want you to join me for a little bit of a different adventure than normally. Usually I only focus on the writing part of my creation, but this weekend I want you to come along for all of it, not just writing, but also drawing and other stuff, so I hope you enjoy. It is Saturday and the warm part of March, so this morning begins with me taking a spade and digging in the garden in preparation for planting. And as I do that, let me rant to you about my newest anxiety about the writing. In the last update, I have said that the writing is going really well, and that releasing the pressure of I have to write has made me dive back into the 2 chapters and basically fly straight through them with no issues. And yes, that's true. But you can see how easily the mentality of a writer changes with the slightest shift, because now we are in the other chapter, and I think I have mentioned a little bit of that previously, but I have run out of the outline. And what I mean is not that I don't have the big outline and I don't know what's happening. This is draft 2. I know very much what is happening. I have the sticky note outline that I have made back in October in one of the videos from there, but I have only copied it and detailed it chapter by chapter, not just the big beats, until chapter, I mean it says 13 in the outline itself, but it ended up being chapter 16, so here you can see how even that outline is not fully proper. At that time it was okay because it was like 13 chapters, 14 or something like that outlined, and I just wanted to dive into drafting and diving into chapter 2, and that was fine. I didn't expect that I would run out of material this quickly, and so now I'm like, okay, what the hell? So I had to pull out the sticky note outline again, and I'm looking at it like, what did I mean? When I said this plot point, what was I conceiving in my head? What is going on in there? So figuring it out was a little bit of a struggle. But yes, last night I have managed to outline at least the rest of Act 1, which is 5 more chapters. Which is a little more than expected, but I guess good. But then, as I was flipping through the physical version of Draft 1 and looking at the notes, I was like, oh, what the hell? Did I forget all of my drafting notes? Am I going off track? Am I actually improving this book on a developmental level, not just making the scenes more pretty? Am I actually doing the fixes that I am supposed to make? Because I haven't looked at any of these revision plans and my notes and all of this since November? And that was maybe a mistake. And so now, here I am freaking out. Am I even making the book better? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Are there changes that I was planning to make that I have now forgotten to make? Will I have more issues in draft 3? And this is not a great state to be in, and not a great anxiety to have. And it's a little bit stupid because, of course, I am making the book better. There is no debating that, and yet here I am freaking out. So yes, now I have the detailed outline for the next 5 chapters, but at the pace I am going, I will finish Act 1 by the end of April, maybe, which is crazy to think about, really, but apparently that's how it's going. I didn't expect to finish all of Act 1 in 4 or 5 months? 5? That's so fast. And yes, there are people who will be like, that's not fast at all. Most people finish a whole draft, and I'm like, not of this length. No. Because yes, my Act 1 will be as long as draft 1 of an entire book of some people. Either way, I will have to probably review all the notes tonight and see if there is anything that I am glaringly forgetting, or if I am actually remembering stuff very well. My memory is really good, but It's not infallible, so I am looking at this blackberry bush, trying to figure out if I have the willpower to tackle it today. And it appears no, it's a problem for another day, probably tomorrow, because now this is too much. Now it's time to go. I have more stuff planned for this afternoon, first of which I need to go to the mall and first to the sports store because I am running out of treats for my horse. And maybe I need to buy something to help me get rid of all the hair from him because he's shedding like crazy and it's just sticking to me, sticking to the brushes and not going off the horse. So that's one. Two, I need to go to the mall proper and buy some. I need to buy cat food and some like emergency food and then print some photos. And maybe I will stop by the bookstore to buy the book for the book club. So that is what is going on this afternoon and afternoon in the next hour. And then I need to actually go to the horse and ride him, and hopefully he will be behaving better because last time I went on what was supposed to be a calming, relaxing walk, but his calming, relaxing walk turned into him trying to bolt and buck and doing nonsense, and me losing my phone on the meadow and having to walk back and search for it. I don't know how I stayed on that horse, but I did. And nothing happened to either of us, but I'm not taking my chances next time. So this time I'm taking a different route and hopefully he will be behaving better, but we will see. This is the drawing I will be working on for tonight, even though it's already midnight, so only 30 minutes. But this piece is of Peter and it was supposed to be the companion piece to what you can see on my profile picture of Aurora. And it's basically supposed to be fully symbolic of his whole arc and personality and what he shows up as in the story as a whole. So there is a lot of interesting stuff like his expression, the crown, the hands, the people behind him, or the biggest part, him holding his own heart. But like I started this one in October, November, something like that, and it's taking so long because I have been jumping between many different pieces and also just like not in the art mood, so we will see how this one goes. I just want to finish it at this point. So yeah, I will see you back in like 30 minutes and we will see what I have done, but I don't think it will be much. Here's a bit of a close-up. His face and hair and all that is already finished and was battling itself as this shadow suggests. But his clothes are not, and I'm currently working on these scale things. So I guess that is the work for tonight, which is what I was saying that probably not a big progress will be visible, but maybe. Okay, technically it has been an hour and a half, but here we are. So what I have done is that this part is finished. The other side is finished as well. And also I finished the metallic bits and the entirety of the white cape. So the only part missing is the tunic, this thing, and these metallic things, and then his body is finally done. Now, the interesting thing here is that I've been quite fighting with these. Why? When you start something half a year ago, there are differences in like technique, brushes used, and things like that you wouldn't even notice normally. But I ended up repainting a lot of this just because it wasn't up to my standards anymore, even though I haven't been doing that much art lately, and yet there has been a strange shift. And the other thing is this. Like, this is the Aurora piece that's on my avatar, and like you can see that she has these scales as well. But the thing is, I thought I did them well, and I did. And I thought that the skills would transfer to the other piece, but they didn't. Why? Because this is a shiny metal. Meanwhile, come on. This is leather, and it's more matte than shiny, and so I had to figure out a different way how to make it look 3D. And that was like these little bits of underlining of the sides. I'm hoping that did its purpose, but we shall see. Oh dear, what a day! So we have Sunday, almost 10 p.m. So you can see it has been a very long and very difficult day. First off, I went to work, and since I work at a cafe and it's really warm, about everyone was there. Like, we were so busy, like three of us working at the same time, and still we were barely managing for like 5 hours. I've sat down for maybe 3 minutes the entire time. Wonderful. My feet hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurts, everything hurts. And then I come home only to realize that yesterday our fridge stopped working, and today we needed to like emergency change it. So mother went to IKEA and bought a new one, but since she has issues with her arm, it was up to me and her partner to reinstall it. Wonderful. So not only am I dead from work, I come home to do manual labor in here that is like very difficult, very heavy, and very time consuming. There were some issues with the new fridge being taller than the previous one and having to remove a shelf, which we managed to do somehow, and now it's everything working, but like I am so dead. I don't want to deal with another thing this entire evening, which is a problem because I have studying to do, which I don't want to do. So I am wondering what to do about that because all I want to do is draw, not even write, draw, which is strange because normally I'm like, well, recently at least, writing, 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 and suddenly I don't know what's about the piece that I was working on last night, but it caught me a little too much, which is good, and now I want to completely finish it, and I don't care how much that takes, I just want to sit down and finish it. So I guess that's in the plans for tonight. I need to figure out which new audiobook to start while I work on it because 2 days ago I finished reading the first book of Sanitaire series and it was really good, but now I don't have a choice of audiobook and ebook, which is not good. So that needs to be figured out. I'm very indecisive when it comes to that, especially since I have like what 25 audiobooks. And that's not good for someone like me. So I guess that's what's going to be happening tonight. Last night I filmed some updates on the drawing. Tonight I'm hoping to actually not do like a speed paint, but like actually film a little bit of the process and the brush strokes and stuff like that, even if I don't speak over it. Hopefully that Well, that didn't go as planned. I neither worked on that painting for too much, procrastinated 2 hours, did not do any recording of the little bit of work I did not start a new audiobook, and I did not read the required reading for today's class. What did I do yesterday? I don't know. Never mind. Today we have Monday, and I first need to go deal with the horse, and then there is an afternoon class, and only after that I can return to all the stuff I want to do. And actually I'm starting to feel the want to actually write, which is interesting. I have noticed a pattern this year that I write a lot the first 2 weeks of the month, and there is 1 week where there is a lull and I don't. And then in the last-ish week I write again. Currently we are in the 3rd week of March, so this should be my pause, my break week, but I think I have taken enough of a break part of last week, so I think I can get back to it. We will see, because we have seen how me and promises go lately. So, yeah. Horse. The sky is a traitor. Why is it raining? I want the sun back. It's cold and raining. And the horse doesn't care. Well, I wanted to vlog properly every single day of this week, but that's apparently not how things went. And instead, I am only making this voiceover after, because it was so busy and so exhausting. Anyway, this week I have started on a new drawing in school, and that is what you see on the screen, at least the beginning stages. And it's my project about turning my characters from the book into the major arcana of tarot cards. I have decided to start with Justice as Aurora. I don't know why I picked Justice, it just felt right. But this is a bit of a test run when it comes to like stylization and how I want the cards to look. So this is not going to be probably the final look, we will see. And so here I am deciding like what the composition is going to be, then what the colors are going to be, and only then I managed to dive into starting to actually draw. The problem with this drawing was basically the planning and deciding what to keep and what not. Like if I want this to be the typical symbolism of a justice card, but just put Aurora there visually and do the one that's more traditional. Or if I want this to be more of this character mostly and just like on the edge do the card thing. But then I realized that the answer is actually a mix of both, like something in between, and to the concept of justice, but the way that Aurora embodies it. So that's why the symbolism of it is not quite what it normally is, but it's more tied to Aurora as a person and how she embodies justice. More on that during the video that I will be doing on this painting as a whole, because yes, I am recording most of the process and helping to make a full deep dive on it with all the information and stuff. So that's how this one is going. I have managed to write one day during school, during a seminar, because we didn't have much to do. Please don't tell my teachers. But that was about it. I don't know, I just haven't been feeling like writing lately, and I am enjoying the art a lot more. Hello, hello. We have the last week of March. I guess my curse continues of not having the energy and brain space to actually vlog and make clips with my face on them. This week is not as busy work and study wise, but at the same time, the weather has gone absolutely horrendous. We have like 5 degrees and rain and wind yet again. Because I am not as busy and because of the weather, I have been staying home most of the time and working on this drawing of pattern that I have shared at the beginning of this video. And I have decided that I actually want to work on it until I finish it. So here we are doing that. There is not that much left of it, I guess, but it's things that are a bit difficult. I don't know, I feel like every choice on this painting is just adding struggle and difficulty. Starting with the not color scheme, the harsh lighting, the amount of hands that are here, because it's not just the hands of the character, it's like 5 other translucent hands. And there is the heart. And then there are the shadows in the background. And so figuring out how to do those things was a bit of a challenge. It wasn't horrible, but it was a challenge. And so it has taken longer than expected, mostly because I've had references from the hands from the time that I have started this painting back in October. And like I have posed for everything, and yeah, I cannot find them. I have no idea where they went, but they went somewhere. And the other hand I have about this drawing is less about this drawing and more about social media in general, because I have decided to go into making like art content on my social media a little bit more, and that's all great and I'm enjoying it. But Instagram is pissing me off because I don't know why it's trying to bury me. Every post I make, I'm having less and less reach. It went from like 3,000 views that I've had consistently for months in autumn last year, and now we are down to 300 to 100. I'm looking at it like the content hasn't changed. I haven't changed. What the hell is going wrong? And it's even adding more salt to the injury that I have been posting every reel that I make on YouTube Shorts, and there it is doing really well. Like, I am actually getting engagement there. And I have what, 48 followers right now on YouTube, and I have almost 600 on Instagram, and yet, so it's not the content, it's the platform, but I don't know how to reverse this. If you have some sort of opinion about this or tips and tricks, please share them, because the typical just post several times per week is obviously not working. I am doing that. I feel like the time has come to bring an end to this very chaotic and unclear video. I have ended up focusing more on drawing and art than on writing as I usually do. I feel like I may have jinxed myself in the previous video where I have said that, oh, I wanted to take a break, but instead I have spent a week writing like crazy. Yeah, the break has found me. I didn't take it, so it took me. Let's say it that way. It's not that I am burnt out of writing or tired of it or anything, I just been more inspired to do art. Just say it that way. I don't know, it's not that I have lost a muse, it's that the muse that is sitting on my shoulder has changed for a different one. And that's part of the creation and totally okay. So riding this wave as long as it lasts, and let's see how much artwork can I get done. I have written maybe once or twice during these 2.5 weeks, I would say. So not much, maybe 1,000 words, who knows? I haven't been counting. For March as a whole, I am on 12,000 words, so it's not like it matters anyway. But the fun part is that This weekend I am going to France to a writing retreat with some writing friends, and that is very exciting. I'm hoping the weather improves and we get spring and sun back because this is crazy. We've had an electricity outage that made our boiler not heat up the house, and it's very cold in here. So, very happy to get rid of that and very excited to meet with my writing friends for the first time in person. So, I hope you are as excited for the next video as I am. For now, goodbye.